top 5 moments of the 2022 season.
And Tua Tagovailoa was roughed at the end of the release.
Number 5, the 98-yard touchdown.
Way down the field. Oh my goodness! This is going to be 98 yards to Gabe Davis.
Week 5 of the 2022 NFL season was packed with awesome moments, but arguably one of the most memorable moments was this 98-yard touchdown pass by Josh Allen to Gabe Davis. That play made history as it was the longest scrimmage touchdown in the first 90 seconds of any NFL game. From snap to score, Gabe Davis ran 104 yards on this play. And with that touchdown pass, Josh Allen surpassed Peyton Manning for the 4th most total touchdowns in a player's first 5 NFL seasons. This was officially the longest pass play in the Bills franchise history, and it was freaking awesome. Number 4, the Seahawks versus the Lions. Week 4 of the 2022 NFL season had the highest scoring game of the year. Both the Seahawks and the Lions scored 6 touchdowns in this game. The two teams combined for over 1,000 yards and 93 points. TJ Hawkinson set a career high with 179 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Rashad Penny rushed for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamal Williams also had 2 touchdowns and 108 yards, and Jared Goff had 4 touchdowns and 378 passing yards. This game was nuts. Both these teams scored at least once in every quarter, and even though neither of these two teams made it to the playoffs, they did put on the most exciting game of 2022. This game became the 8th highest scoring game since 1986. Number 3, the Jaguars' 27-point comeback. The Jaguars mounted one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history with this 31-30 postseason comeback win over the LA Chargers. Trevor Lawrence had a nightmare of a start in this game. The man threw 4 interceptions in the first half. That kind of performance would mentally scar most players, but not Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence became the 2nd quarterback in postseason history to throw for 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns in the same game. In this wild card matchup, the Jaguars trailed by 27 points late in the first half. Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence were able to methodically fight their way to victory in this insane game, which ended with a walk-off field goal for the win. This comeback was the 3rd largest comeback in playoffs history and the 5th largest comeback in all of NFL history, and we had the pleasure of covering it live here on Football Nation.
36-yard field goal attempt. This is for everything right here. There's the snap, there's the kick. The kick is good! The kick is good! The kick is good!
Before we get into the top 2, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. If you do, your team will win the Super Bowl this year. Maybe. Number 2. Tua's concussions. Watch this clip.
Right now, Tagovailoa, oh boy, getting up. Oh my goodness, that's an awful sight to see. They will take him to the sideline.
Are you really going to tell me that this man is okay to play? Because he's clearly not. And the Miami Dolphins let him come back in to finish that game just a few plays later. 4 days after that obvious concussion, on a short week, this happened.
Josh Tupu. And
Did you know that if you sustain a second concussion while recovering from the first concussion, you risk longer lasting symptoms and possible brain damage? It's called second impact syndrome, and it's been known to kill people. The Dolphins' decision to clear Tua to return to Miami's Week 3 game, despite him showing obvious symptoms, triggered a revision of the league's concussion protocol. But that didn't come in time, as Tua suffered a second concussion just 4 days later. Believe it or not, Tua also suffered a 3rd concussion 2 months later, and all 3 blows to the head this season were suffered in the occipital area of the head. The league has spent tens of millions of dollars on developing safer helmet technology, and it continues to look at position-specific helmets, which include additional padding to the back of the head for quarterbacks. The league believes that quarterback-specific helmets will be ready within the next year. Number 1. Damar Hamlin. On January 2nd, 2023, about 9 minutes into the matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin was on the field with no pulse, fighting for his life.
Okay, Lisa, we're going to take a break. They have been administering CPR through these past 2 breaks that we've taken. And as Lisa said, Damar Hamlin has been down for over 9 minutes now.
Hamlin went into cardiac arrest after making a tackle on Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins and was administered CPR after he collapsed to the ground. After minutes of resuscitation efforts, his heartbeat was revived on the field. He was then taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center in critical condition. When he regained consciousness, his first question to the doctor was, "Did we win?" And the doctors replied, "Yes, Damar, you did. You've won the game of life." The Bills versus the Bengals game was never played out as the match was suspended indefinitely. This moment was hands down the most intense moment of the 2022 season. While some fans were furious that the game was suspended, ruining fantasy seasons and other sports bets, most football fans around the country understood that a young man was fighting for his life on national television with millions of people watching. Today, Damar Hamlin is alive and well, and he is expected to return to the football field very soon. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe to this channel. Football season will be here sooner than you think, and you're not going to want to miss our live stream coverage of the games. My name is Mario Manuel, and you're watching Football Nation.